debate started with donating kidneys and eyes and ears for profit. And they say it's going to help the people that sells them. And we said, well, the people that's going to be helped somehow by this amount of money is going to be the poor, and they have never rebutted any argument how these poor people will not be exploited. How these people, even if their choice is with consent, even if they're with rational choices, they can take full responsibility and take care of all these damages that face, and then say later on, oh no, I might have made a mistake. I might have not wanted us to do that. But that procedure is irreversible, and the damage is severe. That is why we don't allow it. We're not saying we don't allow bungee jumping or other kinds of things that can have the possibility to cause harm, but those things are mostly reversible and or can be prevented through safety measures. This cannot be. That is why we beg to oppose. So we have two points to compare this debate. First, whether the number of organs will increase by their proposal, or we can just install the opt-out system to compensate. And second, which is more important in terms of exploitation or body autonomy of these people. So let's go on first with the number of organs. Because they say somehow that this is the only way to increase the number of organs available to the public. And they say that because there's such an overwhelming demand, we should take it. But ladies and gentlemen, they have never dealt with the opt-out system. All they say is, well, they're old people, that are in accidents, without explaining why those kind of organ sales are not going to go through the same thing anyway, ladies and gentlemen. And we've told you that even if we have an opt-out system, there is sufficient number out there in the population to do so. And I said that simply that having that kind of procedure is probably much better simply because they can get more organs. And they're not going to be all dead, old, completely useless organs. Some of them will be useful, and we believe that it will be sufficient to compensate for the people that are in the waiting list, which is several hundred, which shouldn't be much of a problem. And now about exploitation, because they say somehow that this is not exploitation because we let poor people make all sorts of decisions and we're fine with that. But ladies and gentlemen, we have a certain standard that we just don't allow, ladies and gentlemen. They say we should allow anything, any choice whatsoever, just because, well, they do it between family members, so it's fine. Well, without that, and they have never dealt with why about my second speaker, Chris's argument about making perverse incentives by this monetary compensation, ladies and gentlemen. Or that this kind of money is going to create an incentive for desperate people to commit desperate acts. And how can you say that desperate acts are okay? How can you say that they can make rational decisions when they are about to, their families or themselves are starving or desperate in need of money for education? We believe we don't want that kind of choice to go to anyone, and we believe that cannot simply be the reason, that simply trumps the reason for body autonomy, ladies and gentlemen. So what we have talked about is very clear. There is a clear alternative, and they have failed to tackle with it. And since they have never dealt with the damages that could be created by this proposal, we want this wrapped. Thank you.